Today on the Auburn Torch, catching up with a couple alumni. Angela Okatoy with a big W100 win on the tennis circuit. Tell you what that means. And, of course, a couple days ago, but Suni Lee coming back to gymnastics. Some more thoughts on that, some more. And Jess Grable spoke in an article, so we'll take a look at what he said. Let's get into it. Scrolling through Twitter before I hit record, and I see that the Odyssey has characters in Fortnite from Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, which is incredible because now it's, one of the greatest, most seminal works of literature in our time on Earth in human history. And now these guys, Odysseus and Agamemnon, are those guys from Fortnite. As Adam Cole would say, hey, it's those guys from Fortnite. That's incredible. I watched The Caravan of Garbage the other day. It's a YouTube channel. I like it. These two Australian guys banter, and it was about Troy, which was a movie I liked. I mean, I don't think I ever read The Odyssey. We didn't have to do it in high school, and I don't think I had to do it at Auburn either. I did read the Iliad at Auburn. I remember we had to do that for one of my classes, but anyway, I don't remember too much about it. But they were saying that in the myth, when Achilles, which in the movie is Brad Pitt, is coming to avenge his cousin's death, and he's at the wall and he's screaming for Hector, Eric Bana, to come out, and they duel and Achilles kills Hector. They said in the myth, Hector actually ran around the entire walls of Troy 3 times, and Achilles chased him until he got tired, and then they fought, and Achilles killed him. So he got scared and ran around the walls of the entire. Which I don't remember that. I just say that I don't remember that from the book. I don't remember that at all, but it's very funny. I guess all of them. The movie did a good job of just presenting I don't know what does the movie do? The movie just kind of presents hey, war is hell, and this sucks, and everything sucks, and pride sucks, but you have to do it, and defending your family sucks, but you have to do it, and it's just this tragic whatever. But it's presented through Hector, right? Hector is oh, this is awful, and I hate this, but I have to do it over and over, right? And that's the whole point of the movie. But I guess in the myth, it's a Greek myth, so all the Trojans are just cowards, with no redeeming qualities. But the movie does a good job of giving them redeeming qualities. Anyway, interested in the Odyssey. So look, I don't, not to spoil a 4,000-year-old story, but we won't talk about it any further. News of the day. Been a minute for Torch Talk. Been a minute. There is sports in the Iliad. That's one part I remember is 3/4 of the way through, they pause. They have a ceasefire for a funeral, and then part of it is they have this Olympics, and then apparently it's, again, I haven't looked. I don't have a copy. Apparently it's a huge chapter of excruciating detail of how these Olympics went, and I remember our professor being like, "You can skip that." So there's Olympic sports right there. Today on the Auburn Torch, let's go. We'll start with tennis. Angela Okatoy. This happened a few days ago, but we are recording irregularly here in the summer. Angela Okatoy won a W100 tournament in doubles in Germany, which is pretty cool. A couple $1,000. But we've explained this before. But what the what the 100 actually in W100 means is 100 points toward your ranking. So it doesn't mean you go up 100 ranks, but it means you accumulate X amount of points and you pass everybody who has less points than you, and you got 100 toward that. So you have W15s, which you just kind of chipping your way, right? And then you go up to W100s, and then you have W250s, which are a lot. So anyway, a couple $1,000, and you can you can see why pro tennis, especially the entry levels, the rising circuit is such a grind, and you can see why. I think I saw it was a Texas A&M player, former player, just finished, and God, I just looked it up. Actually, it was we got a job at Princeton. I don't know her name, but it wasn't at Texas A&M. She got a coaching job at Princeton. But you can see why DJ and some of these players are like, well, I just want to coach. Like, that's, your salary, you're gonna get it, it's no travel, you get PTO, like, you know what I mean? I mean, it's not hard, hey, listen, not to, coaching at the SEC level is a grind, and it is tough, and it is a lot of hours, but this is a lot of hours, and you're globetrotting, man. So kudos to Angela and anyone who takes on this journey, because it is a tough deal. She played with Rashida McAdoo, who played at Georgia Tech. That in this tournament that she won doubles with, she's playing with Rashida McAdoo, who played at Georgia Tech and is the daughter of Bob McAdoo, former NBA player and former 5-time All-Star and MVP, Bob McAdoo, who played at North Carolina. How about that? UNC, and played for the. Here, I love the Wikipedia is limited with what photo they can put on it. Wow, second overall draft pick out of UNC. How about that? They're limited with what picture they can only use common, not copyrighted pictures, right? So here he is with the Buffalo Braves in 1973. So how about that? That's pretty cool. Lead story, I would imagine, is Suni. They were a couple days removed here. Here is it's on auburntorch.com. Check out auburntorch.com. You'll have it's everything. It's free article too. You don't have to be a subscriber for this one, and it will have kind of just the base level stuff. But when you think about, oh well, she's coming back, so she's going to be at the Olympics, and it's like, well, not necessarily for anybody who's new to kind of the scene or the circuit. Not necessarily. She has to earn it. She has to go to trials. That'll be in June 2020 and 28, right before the Olympics in July 2028. She has to compete well at one of the majors to get there, to get a qualifying spot for trials. Then you have to do, they don't just pick, they don't just sign you to a team like a professional team. If Simone announces Simone hasn't announced she's coming back. I think Jade Carey did. And really, look, like I'll be candid. I think if you think about it, I kind of put this in the article and kind of alluded to it, but I didn't want to editorialize too much, right? It's a news article. Hesley Rivera earlier this year was at the Winter Cup with all the rising stars in, big event, all the rising American gymnasts, right? And Hesley Rivera was kind of the bottom rung of Team USA. Incredible gymnast, incredible talent, incredible. But when you look at the Team USA roster and if you ranked them, you'd go, okay, Simone, big star. Yeah, Suni right up there. Yeah, Jade Carey. Yeah, Jordan Childs. And then Hesley was kind of the backup, right? Hesley was kind of the watch and learn, holding the clipboard quarterback, right? And Hesley is out here dominating the rest of the field. So if the returners, if Jordan Childs, Suni Lee, Jade Carey, Simone, if they're all better than Hesley, and still are in 2 years, and if Hesley is better than everyone else, and that's still the case in 2 years, then yeah, it's probably worth for the returners to get in the gym. And gosh, we just talked about low level pro tennis being a grind. The grind, the commitment of Olympic style training for 2 years, which is what this is. Suni put this out exactly 2 years to the day, July 14th, exactly 2 years to the day of the opening ceremonies for the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. That's July 14th, 2028. Absolutely no coincidence there, I don't think. No coincidence there for sure. Yeah. So, again, grueling cycle, grueling thing to take up. And it's like, when you're looking at it, she's got her coaches and you're talking about it and it's like, oh, do I really want to do this? Do I not? One thing that would certainly turn you off of it. I mean, she's a competitor, right? Like, and again, don't ever let me speak for anyone, but it's like if you, in general, Simone, all of them, it's like, if you're just going to put in all this work and you don't see a pathway, like, oh, these young guns are going to beat me. It's like, well, I'm just going to retire. Like, I don't need to do this. But when you see a pathway, when you're like, oh, Team USA could actually really use me. And if I do this, I like my chances of getting a spot. I like my chances of getting on the Wheaties box and getting that paycheck again. I really like my chances of it. Okay, this is worth doing. As hard as Olympic training is. But anyway, Suni's back at it. That's the point. That's the takeaway. I do not have this pulled up. There is give me a second. Jess Graba did an article with someone that we'll read. Let's see, who was it? NBC Sports. Yeah, I mean, come on. NBC Sports, home of the Olympics, right? And he said a couple interesting things. I mean, right now there's not too much to say. Right now, I'm not bugging the Gravas just yet because, hey, she's beginning training. It's the beginning of the cycle. But she did say Jess Graba did say, like, oh, what were the goals? What are the goals? What are the plans? And one of them was, this was interesting. Okay, I think the goals for the most part, this is Jess Graba telling NBC Sports, I think the goals for the most part are she wants to see what she can do when she gets a full amount of prep time, parentheses for an Olympic run-up, and as healthy as she can be. So the COVID pandemic in Tokyo, and then with the kidney issue going into Paris, I think it just felt like for her maybe she had more in the tank. She didn't get to shows. And that's very interesting because I never thought of that. Okay, so she got it. So those COVID, so everyone had a weird Olympics. 2020 Olympics, which was in July 2021. So that was weird, right? And then you're like, oh, well, then this one's going to be normal 3 years after that in 2024 in Paris. But in 2023, her kidney issue comes up and she gets sick and has to leave Auburn a little bit early and is shut down for the rest of that calendar year pretty much until the next year. So to have, so I never thought about that. So it's like she has not had a healthy, full, non-pandemic affected cycle, right? And make sure my audio. Okay, yeah, there's an autoplay. Thanks NBC Sports, but I had audio muted, so that shouldn't have messed this up. She hasn't had a full cycle, so a normal cycle that everyone else gets. So she thinks with a normal cycle, God willing, she stays in perfect health as far as her kidney goes for sure. And obviously injuries and stuff, she thinks she could be even better, and there's even stuff that she's left out there. And also, she wants a medal on beam. She felt like she was a medalist on beam. We didn't get one. She finished 5th on beam in Tokyo and 6th in Paris. That's weird because that was always like last, if I remember correctly. In Tokyo, I know it was. I'm not sure about Paris, but yeah, it's very anticlimactic or backwards because the team is first. Yeah, the team is first, which is the one everyone cares the most about. And then the individual all-around is next, which is the thing everyone cares the second most about. And then all the individual finals are after that. And it's backwards, but it is what it is. So, she's tired. She's exhausted at the end of all that, especially the year that the whirlwind when Simone went down in Tokyo. But anyway, yeah. She wants a beam medal, so maybe she can get it this time. But yeah, she is going to give it a real shot. So, all right, let me get out of here. That's on auburntorch.com. Read a little bit more about it. Got some questions in the comments and some answers for you. So don't stop reading at the end of the article. Check out the comments. Might be something interesting in there. And if you got a question yourself, drop a comment, right? So, hey, listen, we will be back with the Torch very soon on Torch Talk here. Also, more coming soon on volleyball and soccer. Keep your heads out on that. Keep your heads out. Keep your eyes out. Ears open, chest out. I don't know. Keep looking because they're reporting they're getting set for preseason. So let's talk about preseason camp, fall camp. It's here, right? So all right. Till next time, take care.